Good morning. All right, Farm 208. And this is DC Week 3 Tuesday. And it's going to cover TPN based solution. So this week's lecture is IV compounding. And one of the most complex and dangerous IV product around are total parental nutrition. So feeding via IV. So here are some of the resources. So 2 examples. So your macronutrients are the things you'll need a lot of in your TPN. So definitely you'll need a lot of sugar. So in this case it's ordered 10%. Amino acid is your protein. So the final concentration needs to be 2%. And you'll need some fats. In this case 1% final concentration. And for this patient their entire TPN is 1,000. So you're going to start with an empty bag and you're going to use your supply. So here your supply is listed. So you have some D50 and you're not sure how many mLs you're going to pour in, but it's going to fill it up to that much. And then you have amino acid 8.5. You're going to add some of that in. That's going to fill it up a little bit more. And then you're going to add in some lipids, in this case 20, right? And that's going to fill it up a little bit more. But what should your final volume be? It should be, what should your total volume be? 1,000, right? So what are you going to use to make up that difference? You're going to use water, SWFI. So sterile water for injection. That's going to make up your difference. So you're going to QS with sterile water. Quantity sufficient. So in this case, 1,000 mLs is sufficient. All right, so let's make a little chart. Organize our math for this. And all you want to do for the math is order over supply times the amount. Order over supply times the amount. Alright, so let's take a look. So our solution name, the order, the supply, and the mLs we need to use. So we're going to use some dextrose. We're going to use some amino acid. We're going to use some lipids. And we're going to use some water, sterile water for injection. Total volume. What's our total volume? 1,000. So all 4 things must add up to 1,000 mLs. Right. So the order for dextrose is 10%. Right. So here's the order. The order for amino acid is 2%. The order for lipids is 1%. And for the total volume, I put it here at the bottom. Let's take a look at our supplies. Our supply dextrose is 50. Our supply amino acid is 8.5. And our supply lipid is 20. Water, we're just going to QS. So there's no order or supply. We're just going to QS it. Make the difference. All right, let's do the math for dextrose. So for dextrose, you take the order, 10%, over the supply, which is 50%, and the final amount is 1,000 mLs. So let's round that to the nearest ml. So we got 10 divided by 50 times 1,000. So we're going to need 200 mLs here. Do the same for amino acid. So that's going to be 2% is ordered. Our supply is 8.5. And our final volume is 1,000. So 2% is our order. Our supply comes 8.5. And our final volume is 1,000. So this is going to be about 235. All right, you guys figure out how much lipids we'll need. So tell me how much lipids we'll need. Punch it in. Order over supply times the amount. The order is 1%, the supply is 20%, and your final volume is 1,000. So let's punch that in. Order is 1%, supply is 20, and your final volume is 1,000. So you'll need 50 mLs. All right, so we got 200 mLs, 235 mLs, and 50 mLs. So how much water do we need to get to 1,000? So we got 200 mLs here, 235 here, and we got 50 mLs here. So how much water do we need? Yeah, so all you do is you add all these numbers and subtract from 1,000. So you take 1,000, you minus 200, you minus 235, and you minus 50, and we're left with 515. Right? So all four of these volumes, 200, 235, 50, and 515 should add up to 1,000. Right? So if we did it right, 515 of water, 200, 235, 50, and 515 should all add up to 1,000.
So 515 should be in the water?
Yeah, so 50.
Not there though. It's only 465, 414, 365, and 665.
Ooh, this one, your question might be different. Yeah, all questions are different. So follow along, write down your notes for this question. Yeah,
Minus, okay, I get it now.
yeah, they're different. So for this one, dextrose 50, you'll need 200 mLs. Amino acid 8.5, you'll need 235. Lipids 20%, you'll need 50 mLs. And to QS with water, the remaining amount is 515.
I'm still kind of. I got all of them, but I just for some reason can't get that last one.
Okay. So whatever your final volume is, add these three previous ones up and just subtract it.
After 5,000?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So 200 plus 235 plus 50 is 485. So take 1,000 minus 485 and you should end up with water. So all four of these added up will be 1,000. All right, let's do number 2 and an example. All right, so organize all your information. So solution, the order, the supply, and the mLs. So we need some dextrose, we need some amino acids, we need some lipids, we need some water, and the total, right? Total volume. So let's list those. So dextrose order is 5. So this line is all the orders. Amino acid is 2.5. Lipids is 2. And then we're going to QS with water. Our supplies are listed here. So we got 50% dextrose, 10% amino acid, 20% lipids, and our total volume is 2,500. All right, the math. Order over supply times the amount. Dextrose. What is the order for dextrose? 5%. The supply comes 50%. And our total volume is 2,500 mLs. So 5 divided by 50 times 2,500. 250. Amino acid, the order is 2.5. The supply is 10. And our final volume is still the same, 2,500. 2.5 divided by 10 times 2,500. 625. All right, you guys tell me how many lipids. So you did 2 divided by 20 times 2,500. You got 250. Very good. 250. All right. So we use 250 dextrose, 625 amino acid, 250 lipids. So how much water do we need to use to fill up the difference? We got to get up to 2,500. You got 1475. All right, so double check. Add this one, this one, this one, and this one together, and it should come up to 25. Do you come up with 25? So let's try it. 250 plus 625 plus 250 plus 1475 equals. Uh oh.
It was
1375. Sorry. 1375. There you go. All right. So let's find those numbers. Dextrose is 250.
It's Monday.
Amino acid is 625. Lipids is 250. And 1375. All right, let's submit. Did we get it? Yeah. All right, you guys got it. 5 out of 5. So some of you may have the same questions. So I'll give you guys a moment to try your first attempt.